We're good now. You can hear me clearly. I can hear you, right?
Yes.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's show, like I said, first of all, my name is Obi, and you are watching The News with Obi. The News with Obi is an online news platform where we talk about anything going on in the community in terms of politics, current affairs, and anything that we need to know. So basically, this platform is open to anyone to make any comments, suggestions. We are all here to solve any kind of problems that we might be facing in our current political climate. So with that said, I want to introduce Merlyne. She is actually going to be talking to us about intellectual property and copyright law. And the last post that I posted today, I was just being funny, but it is actually the truth. If you've been posting screenshotting pictures and posting them without giving proper credit, that's the problem. So, Merlyne, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Merlyne Jean-Louis. I am an attorney. I have my own law firm called Jean-Louis Law PC. I practice business, entertainment, and immigration law.
Thank you. That was nice and straight to the point.
Straight there, right there.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into it. So talk to us a little bit about intellectual property and how it relates to social media.
Right. So I think the best thing for me to do is describe what exactly it is intellectual property. There are basically four main types. Two of them don't really apply to social media. So the first two are patent law, which relates to the protection of inventions. So if someone has a patent for like creating a computer chip, that's protected by patent law. There's also trade secrets. The best example of that is like the secret formula for Coca-Cola. Okay. No one knows what it is, right? It's a secret that's kept internal to Coca-Cola's company. Right. And so those two don't really apply to social media. Okay. But the ones that do, the ones that do are trademark. Trademark law applies to basically brand protection. Like trademark law. Trademark means it's something. It's a word. It's a logo. It's something that distinguishes one's goods and services from another. I think a good example of that is like the Nike swoosh. Right. Or the term Nike itself. When you see Nike and the swoosh on sneakers, on shirts, you know that it means it's a good product. You're gonna have good quality.
You're associated with Nike products.
Exactly, and so that's what it's about. And so copyright is basically the protection of creative works. So anything that's creative, a song, a movie, even choreography, that's protected by copyright by law. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to intellectual property and issues social media people need to be concerned with, talk to us a little bit about that.
I guess like how it relates to social media. So what's trademarkable in social media, right? This goes more so to social media influencers, right? They're the ones who are trying to make money off of their brand. Right. Right. So YouTuber's name, like Patrick Star. Yeah. That name itself is a trademark. It's a trademark. It distinguishes himself from other makeup artists, MUAs. Okay. And copyright. Give an example of that. You upload something onto YouTube. Right. That's a video. That's copyrightable. You post a photo onto Instagram. Right. That's something that's copyrightable.
Yeah. So, and I know all of us, me, I mean, I'm a journalist, so I know not to give, I know to give credit, but a lot of us have been also guilty of screenshotting photos and posting them. Now, and then Instagram and Facebook, Instagram especially has this app where you can repost and it automatically gives the person, the original owner, the credit. So talk to us a little bit about how we can avoid not getting, what are the consequences of doing that?
Right, so the question is, are there consequences to doing that? Yeah. It depends, right? Copyright is concerned about economic rights. If if that action of reposting is going to take away from your market and things that they're concerned about, first of all, what copyright is. Copyright is a bundle of rights. It gives you the right to reproduce your copyrighted work. It gives you the right to create something called derivative work. So if I want to have this picture and create a different picture based off of that, that's a right I have under copyright law. Okay. So is someone reposting that actually create trademark? Is someone reposting a picture copyright infringement? Technically, yes, right?
Right.
You know, it's they're reposting a picture that you created that's owned by you on their page.
Yeah.
And so that's copyright infringement. But there's something else called more. You're talking about. You say you are worried about attribution, right? Of someone saying reposting it and not saying it comes to that. It's not originally
right.
From,
not giving the original credit.
So funny story, or not funny story. United States is not really concerned about that. There's something called moral rights.
Okay.
That's it is a type of I guess right, but it doesn't really exist in the United States. Moral rights are the rights has what you're saying, giving attribution to someone who created work. You know, like so, but that right does not really exist in the United States. Only it exists for like visual arts, only certain works. So it's not necessarily something that can be done with respect to that. Like if someone reposts a picture without giving you credit, the question is,
but I would think that as the original creator of whatever work it is, you want to be given credit for your work. It's only fair.
That's the thing. Right, yeah. And so then you can go for them. That's something, if you want to go after them for copyright infringement, sure. But then something called fair use comes into play.
Right.
You know? Right. Yeah. So fair, am I going like let me know if I want to break it down, if I'm going too fast.
And if anybody in the audience, like I encourage people to ask questions, and they'll usually type it in, and you and I will see it if they have any questions. So please, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in. I'll read it out, and Merlyne can address those questions. So what I'm actually saying is, as a creative, as an artist, you can't always track down who's using your work sometimes. So what would be the best way? Like I know a lot of people now, when they have a photo that is for Instagram or Facebook, I've seen where people actually, you know, put their name or their signature in such a way that you can't even crop it out, right? So when you repost it, their name is automatically on there, and people will see that that is that person's product. Like for instance, if I were to create something, the news would all be the way I will place it and on that photo, you know, because some people can crop stuff out. And you know, not to say that it'll take credit, but when you post somebody else's picture or product without their consent or without giving credit, that is copyright infringement. So I've seen creative and artists protecting their work by putting their logo, their signature, their name
on the picture on the self,
but so they in such a way that when you do all kinds of cropping, you crop it out, you're cropping the picture itself.
Right. I see. I mean, that's an excellent way to prevent people from. That's an excellent way to prevent people from actually doing that. But you're trying to figure out about what remedies someone has if someone that reposts without giving credit.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
You're asking me what remedies does someone have if someone repost? And again, it's all about. So I guess for me, first question: is the material copyrighted? Is the material being posted copyrightable? For the most part, yes. Copyright protection subsists in original works of authorship that are fixed in a tangible medium. That means if it's fixed on and published, it's copyrightable. Next question, is it copyright infringement? If someone reproduces the exact photo that you created, yes, that's copyright infringement. But the third question, or the third thing to think about is it fair use? And I'm pretty sure some people have seen this term, like what does it mean? What does fair use mean? It's basically a defense to copyright infringement. Okay. So the person is saying, hey, I know your material is copyrighted. I know I infringe upon it, your right to reproduce it, but is it fair use? And it's a really fact-intensive analysis.
Yeah, fair use can be.
Yeah, so I guess I'll describe what four factors are determined to determine if something's fair use. I'll have to look it up and write it down. So there are four factors with regards to fair use. There's the purpose and character of the use, like is someone reproducing the work to like comment on it on news or do research or do scholarship, right? The nature of copyrighted work, is it actually like a film? Is it a song? The amount of the portion taken from the work. Is it like
Right.
a 20 seconds, or is it like the whole photo? Things of that sort. And the last thing is the effect on the potential market of the copyrighted work. So I think that last one is a question that we have to ask for people whose work is being reposted. If you're like a layperson like me, or like, like I'm not reposting really to get any like money, on my picture of me in on vacation, It's not, I'm not trying to create to market, but someone who's an influencer or a journalist like you, whose posts are, you're doing them to create a market to, that's different, but it's a really fact intensive analysis that depends, because it's, I can't answer whether it's something fair use. I would have to do research to determine, okay, is this instance
Yeah, so
fair use?
we have some comments coming in. So
Oh,
Tehran
sure.
is saying there's so many loopholes with, the copyright, what we're talking about right now. And Michelle, hey Michelle is saying, I sometimes play artist music in my videos, but credit artists at the end of the videos.
Right.
Hope I'm not going to get sued. Facebook and Instagram are good at blocking this. Yeah, so
Yeah, so
Facebook
that's a
and Instagram have
question.
been cracking down a lot, especially Facebook, on music.
Yeah. Yeah, because music is a huge industry. The music is a huge industry, and so technically, yes, you could be considered to be engaging in copyright infringement, but it's fair
As long
use.
as she's giving
Maybe
credit, though.
doesn't matter. Does not matter. I see that
Doesn't
all the
matter?
time. No copyright infringement intended. I see that all the time. It doesn't mean anything. You still, if you reproduce a work without the person's permission, still copyright infringement. But is it fair use? Maybe. Is the person going to really come after you for doing that? Who knows? It's going to make them look bad. So it's like, technically, it could be copyright infringement.
Right, but I
Even
know
if you,
Facebook has it in such a way now. Okay, so Facebook put me in Facebook jail for a while because I have posted some workout videos. Michelle's one of my trainers. I had posted a workout video and it had music in it. So they put me in Facebook jail for like maybe a few months. Yesterday,
Facebook jail?
Yeah.
Wait, what is that? Wait, what is that?
Facebook jail pretty much means you can't, like this live show we're doing right now,
Yeah.
months ago, I couldn't do it on Facebook. They blocked me.
Oh.
Because I had posted something with music. So even yesterday, I gave it another try. I'm on a Facebook jail now, but yesterday I gave it a try.
Okay.
Michelle, when we were working out in class, I was doing the workout video live, and we play music in the class. And Facebook, Instagram doesn't have a problem with this, but Facebook does. Facebook now, probably like 10 minutes in, Facebook sent me this long message. I saw it when it came up with a live video. It said, we are sensing that the music that you're playing in the background is somebody else's music. Is it yours or is somebody else's? I didn't know, because guess what? The reason I said it wasn't somebody else's because I knew I wasn't going to let that video live on Facebook. After that live video, I discarded it. Like if we do, like we're doing right now, this Instagram live, I'm not going to discard it. It's going to live on Instagram for 24 hours. I'm going to put it on YouTube later. But for Facebook, if I had let that live on Facebook after I did that live video, then they would have put me in Facebook jail again. You see what I mean? So Facebook is really cracking down on this a lot more. And I know Facebook and Instagram partnered and all that kind of stuff. So, but we all need to be careful because I guess they might not come for you, but it's good to like.
It's like actually to protect you. It's actually to protect you in a sense, because you don't want to be sued. It's expensive to be sued for copyright infringement. The most time that happens, you get a letter, like a cease and desist letter. Take it down, but directly.
Sorry,
Okay, yes.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I had a phone call come in. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah.
Yeah, so people are commenting. Michelle says she's been composing songs on GarageBand. This is crazy, and Tehran is saying this is crazy as well. So, and CJ Master 33 says, you know what, I could be out getting a lab test right now, at least reading a book. Well, this is great information, CJ Master 33. If you're on social media, this is great information. You need to know this. Lap dance can come later. And mind you, if you post your lap dance with the music, yes, it's gonna get taken down. So this is great information. So my question for you is, how does one go about protecting their intellectual property online?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. What'd you say?
How does someone go about protecting their intellectual property online?
So I guess this question would be geared towards influencers, people who are looking to monetize their content online. Let me try to see what I wrote. So if you have something that's copyrightable and something that's trademarkable, the first step you want to do is register it with either, if it's copyright, you would register it with the USPTO office, with the U.S. Copyright Office, and if it's a trademark, you want to register it with the federal USPTO. Those are ways to protect, and if you're a layperson, you could make your account private, right? If you're going to only accept people with whom you trust, like they really won't engage in that type of behavior. But those are things that you can do to protect yourself in terms of intellectual property. And you just want to monitor. You want to be vigilant in monitoring where your work is being reproduced or being. You want to register. You want to monitor if you have a trademark. You want to monitor whether that mark is being used by someone else, because trademark law is really particular. If you don't monitor your rights, you can lose your rights to that. The term aspirin and escalator, they used to be trademarks. The company names named those things. But it became so generic because they didn't police it. They lost the trademark rights. Yeah.
And Teron is saying, I do a YouTube channel myself, and they strike so many of my videos. It's really difficult. So, Teron, why would you think when you say strike, they take them down? Do you have included? What is the problem? Why do you think they're taking that down? And when you're trying to type that up, Michelle is saying, I wish they would give us at least 30 seconds of views with credit. Well, that's not how the... No, go ahead, Merlyne. That's
not how copyright law works. I mean, unfortunately, like you have the Copyright Act, but you also have the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. That's really was another act that it was enacted to protect these type of uses of copyrighted material. And that's just what happens. That's YouTube itself can be found liable for something called contributory infringement if it doesn't do that. So that's why it's basically protecting itself at the same time protecting you, but it's mainly protecting itself from infringement. If it allows you to engage in infringement on its platform, then the person who a musician could go after them too. So that's why they do that to you.
Yeah. Well, Teron, you're saying monetize your for either music or some gaming content on YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel too. You have to have a certain amount of subscribers to monetize it now. I don't know if you got that email. So an incident that happened at the YouTube headquarters where this one lady, she was a YouTuber. She had a fitness video and she did makeup as well. And she went and shot up people, including her boyfriend that worked at YouTube. So she was upset because of that not being able to monetize. So they're really serious on it now. And CJ Master's saying
I'm not seeing any of the questions. I'm not seeing any of the questions. It's like stuck for me. So you have to tell me what it is.
So he's saying the 30-second rule used to apply until those idiots from Japan ruined it for everyone. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm not sure.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Hi, Karen.
I don't know what that means.
So 2,000 is the minimum now. No, you don't have to. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. Not 200,000. I don't know if you're talking about YouTube, CJ Master. But what would you say, Merlyne, are some of the best practices or tips when it comes to as it relates to copyright and intellectual property and social media?
Right. In terms of if you're, I guess I got to go backtrack and say, again, this is only applying if you want to be an influencer, if you want to monetize your content. If someone tells you that, I first think, what? They're a business, right? I mean, I think they are, but they're creative business. And so that means they got to do the original things of running a business. They have to form an entity. They have to worry about contracts. They have to worry about employment issues if they have that. Because if someone, again, goes after you and sues you, You don't want to be personally held liable for that. So you want an entity to like definitely protect you from that.
Okay.
What else? Let me see. Go back to my list because I have a horrible memory, so I had to write things down.
Is that right?
If you're on social media and you're popular, companies are going to go after you, right? They want to have you endorse their product and like sponsor. And I go on Instagram and I see this all the time. I'm like, that's clearly an ad, but you're not clearly marking the nomenclature that the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, wants. You have to make sure that people know that it's an ad, that it's sponsored, you know?
Right. So are you essentially saying people that are not social media influencers could get away with using stuff from other people?
No, I'm not saying that. No, but I guess my mind, because I'm thinking about it as a business and as a creative of the advice I'm giving. Of course, it applies to everyone, but I guess I'm coming from that perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Isaac, the random I see you joined in. Isaac also is an influencer.
Isaac?
Well, he's
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Isaac. Yeah, the random. I don't know if you see the.
I don't see anything.
Has any questions? You don't see anything? It's all right.
No, I don't.
I'll read them out. So I know fair use is a little loaded, and I know people probably want to know a little bit about it. So is there a little? Can you talk just a little bit about how it applies to social media? And I'm talking about maybe posting a video that's like, people think that, and I don't agree with this, people think that posting a video that is 30 seconds or shorter, you don't need a good credit. I disagree. I think anything that you post, video, pictures, you got to get credit. But when it comes to fair use, people think that when you post something that's short, that it doesn't really matter. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so again, I'll repeat those 4 factors when it comes to fair use. It's the purpose, hold on, let me write down, it's the purpose and character of the use. It's the nature of the copyrighted work. It's the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to of the entire work. Okay. And it's the effect on the use of the potential markets of the value of the copyrighted work. So again, if I'm a layperson and I repost it, I'm not really trying to sell anything, right?
Right.
It's weird because social media like Instagram, it's in its nature, it's a community, right? Right. No one's really trying to make it. So it's a tough question to ask, depending on the use. If I repost a funny video that I see on my page just to get laughs, I'm not trying to impose upon, if that's a comedian, I'm not trying to impose upon their market of comedy. I'm not trying to like become a comedian myself. I'm just, reposting it just for, I just want to spread the love. I want to spread the laughter. I guess, let me see,
okay, so
if
CJ Master wrote something that he said, okay, let's be productive. First of all, we are being productive. I don't know what you're talking about. He's saying, what is the content of the business? Depending on the product, social media will request you to give credit, if need be. And I believe that's what we're talking about. That's what we've been talking about for the past 27 minutes, about copyright and how to use it and fair use. You tuned in earlier on. If not, you can go back and watch this video. And he's actually saying, so is the video just for personal use that she's using, or just for, okay, never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, if I make it simple, fair use is hard to tell. You have to look at it on a case-by-case basis. I can't tell you something's fair use until I do my research and look at the facts of that particular of use and compare it to the case law. It's really hard to tell. I can't tell you off the bat whether something's fair use. Right. It's a really hard. It stumps lawyers all the time. Okay. So just to let you know, it's difficult. So I guess there's not much case law. There's not much case law when it comes to social media and fair use. But there was one case that was very interesting. I don't know if you heard of Richard Prince, this photographer who took Instagram posts and made an art exhibit. He basically took posts, he modified it and wrote at Richard Prince something, and then created an art exhibit off of that. So people they had images of people, and no one sued, so there was no case law that resulted from that action, but it was just very interesting. Is it fair use? I don't know, maybe. Like, who knows? But it was just very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but how did the case end? No one sued?
There was no case. No one sued. No one sued. So there was no case. And that's what happens a lot with fair use. Like, unless someone sues and because it's really expensive, no one really does. Case law doesn't really exist with regards to, at this point, with regards to fair use in social media. But we shall see. It's fairly new. It's only been existing for a little bit over 10 years. And so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess to be safe, somebody's saying, hey, cuz I believe that's for you. Call something the dancer. You can't see people tuning in, but anyway, so I guess just to be on the safe side, I guess be careful about what you use in terms of music, in terms of photos, because you never know. It's fairly new, but I know it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna really start cracking down on it a lot.
Yeah, and also another thing that social media influencers or anyone should be concerned about is if they're like selling a product, and I see this all the time. They repost a picture of a celebrity, you know, to promote their product, to promote their service. And another right that's associated with regards to commercial use is called the right of publicity. It's separate from copyright. It's separate from everything else. So someone has the right to make money off their likeness, off the way they look, off their voice, of anything related to them in particular. New York and California are really strong with that respect to that. So you want to be careful if you're reposting, if you're an influencer or if you're someone who's trying to make money and you're reposting the images of people who are very popular, because they can come after you and sue you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, Michelle is saying that they're coming already. They're beginning to crack down on it, which is very true. So before we close out the show,
you broke out.
30 minutes.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said before we close out the show is only 30 minutes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the show is only 30 minutes. So before we close out, I want people to know a little bit more about you. I know you said a little bit earlier before people came. Talk to us a little bit about how we can find you. You know, shameless plug, pretty much. Go ahead.
Cool. Okay, so you can go to my website. It's JLLaw, so that's JLLAW.net. You can find out about my services. You can find out about I think what I do that I love is I have a blog post that my goal is to educate people about the law, not make it so scary. And so I write blog posts about legal issues that I see out in the world and try to explain it in ways that everyone can understand. So I have about, like, at this point, 16 articles about different things. I wrote about the Fenty beauty trademark, about how I wasn't trademarking that sort. And so, yeah, you can find me. You can go to my website and then find me on all social media. I'm based out of New York, but I operate virtually, so it doesn't matter where you are. I can be my client.
Oh, awesome. Also, one question before we leave. The Random Hour, Isaac is asking, is fair use more lenient on social media than standard media?
The lawyer in me says, this is the person in me, the lawyer/person in me is saying that, again, because of the nature of social media, that you're sharing community, I would say yes, but it still does not change the traditional fair use analysis. I don't think someone's gonna come after you. I don't think a comedian's gonna come after you for reposting a video. Personally, that's my thing, because why would they do that? That's going to harm their brand. The news is going to report, oh, comedian goes after this person for posting their video. It makes no sense from a brand perspective. So I think branding and like perfect reputation prevents a lot of people from going and suing people for copyright infringement. That makes sense?
Yeah. I hope that helps. And CJ Master is saying that he would like the website, your website, one more time.
Sure. One more time? Sure. It's JLLaw, so www.jllaw, so that's JLLAW.net.
Okay. Sounds good. And even after this show, you can also go to her Instagram page, The Wizard Lawyer, and you will find all the information that you need, okay? Thank you, Merlyne, for tuning in, and
Thanks, Obi, for having me. I appreciate
You are
it.
welcome. Karen said it's broke folks that come after you for reposting. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we do this
Thank
every
you.
Friday. I have a great guest every Friday to talk about issues that affect us in the community, be it social media, on or off. So keep watching the News with Obi space and come back again next Friday when we'll have another interesting guest. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate you, and thank you, Merlyne. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.